In the annals of criminal history, few cases are as chilling as that of David Parker Ray, the notorious toy box killer. But behind this monster, lurking in the shadows, was a woman named Cindy Hendy. This is the story of Cindy Hendy, the woman who aided and abetted one of America's most depraved serial killers. Cindy Hendy's story is not just about the crimes she committed, but also about the woman herself. Who was she before she met David Parker Ray? What led her down this dark path? Cindy Hendy's early life was far from idyllic. Born and raised in a small town, she experienced a childhood marred by instability and neglect. Growing up, Hendy was described by acquaintances as quiet and withdrawn, often blending into the background. She exhibited few close friendships and struggled to form lasting bonds. This lack of a strong support system left her vulnerable to seeking validation and belonging elsewhere, a dangerous vulnerability that David Parker Ray would later exploit. As Hendy entered adulthood, her life continued on a troubled trajectory. She drifted from one dead-end job to another, struggling to find stability or purpose. Relationships followed a similar pattern of instability, marked by brief, tumultuous encounters that often ended badly. It was during this turbulent period of her life that Cindy Hendy crossed paths with David Parker Ray. Ray, a charismatic but deeply disturbed individual, quickly recognized Hendy's vulnerability and saw an opportunity to exploit her desperation for connection and belonging. Blinded by her own neediness and Ray's manipulative charm, she willingly entered his world, unaware of the horrors that awaited her. With each passing day, Ray exerted more control over Hendy, isolating her from any remaining positive influences in her life. Initially, Ray concealed his darkest desires from Hendy, drawing her in with false promises of love and belonging. Hendy, starved for affection and desperate for a sense of purpose, clung to Ray as a lifeline, readily dismissing any nagging doubts that surfaced in her mind. As the days turned into weeks, Ray began to reveal his true nature to Hendy. He introduced her to his sadistic fantasies, initially testing her boundaries with seemingly harmless requests. Hendy, eager to please her newfound lover and fearful of losing his affection, complied with his every whim. Ray gradually escalated his demands, introducing elements of bondage, domination, and psychological torture. Hendy, initially hesitant and repulsed, found herself strangely aroused by the intensity of their encounters. The transformation of Cindy Hendy from a vulnerable, lost soul into a willing participant in Ray's depraved fantasies was a gradual but chilling process. With Hendy firmly under his control, Ray transitioned from fantasy to reality. He shared his twisted vision of creating a toy box, a soundproof chamber where he could indulge his most sadistic desires without fear of discovery. Hendy assisted Ray in converting a trailer on his property into the infamous toy box. She helped soundproof the walls, install restraints, and acquire various instruments of torture. Once the toy box was operational, Hendy's role expanded to include the abduction and control of Ray's victims. Exploiting her unassuming appearance and seemingly harmless demeanor, Hendy lured unsuspecting women into Ray's web of terror. She often posed as a good Samaritan, offering assistance to women in distress or luring them with promises of work or companionship. Hendy's involvement in the abductions extended beyond mere deception. She actively participated in subduing and transporting victims to the toy box, often using her knowledge of restraints and sedatives to incapacitate them. Once inside the confines of Ray's torture chamber, Hendy played a variety of roles, depending on Ray's whims. The full extent of the horrors that transpired within the toy box may never be known. However, the testimonies of the few survivors, coupled with the chilling evidence discovered by law enforcement, paint a horrifying picture of unimaginable cruelty and depravity. Victims were subjected to weeks, sometimes months, of unimaginable torture, their bodies and minds systematically broken by Ray and his accomplice, Cindy Hendy. Ray recorded his torture sessions, documenting his crimes in gruesome detail. These recordings, later recovered by police, provide a chilling glimpse into the depths of his depravity and the complicity of Cindy Hendy. In some recordings, Hendy's voice can be heard, sometimes offering encouragement, other times issuing commands to the victims. The toy box was not merely a place of physical torture, it was a laboratory of twisted psychological experimentation. Ray, obsessed with mind control and coercion, used a combination of drugs, hypnosis, and relentless psychological manipulation to break down his victims' resistance and mold them into his submissive playthings. Despite the veil of secrecy surrounding the toy box, rumors of Ray and Hendy's activities began to circulate in the small community. Whispers spread about strange noises emanating from Ray's property, about suspicious comings and goings at odd hours. Some individuals even reported seeing women who matched the descriptions of missing persons being taken to Ray's trailer. However, fear and a reluctance to get involved prevented many from coming forward. Ray, a known figure in the community with a reputation for violence and intimidation, instilled fear in those who crossed his path. Hendy, perceived by many as a quiet and unassuming woman, did little to arouse suspicion, her true nature hidden beneath a mask of normalcy. The break in the case came in March 1999, when a young woman named Cynthia Vigil, held captive in the toy box for 3 days, managed to escape. Her escape, a desperate act of courage and survival, set off a chain of events that would finally expose the full horrors of Ray and Hendy's crimes. Vigil, left alone in the toy box with Hendy, seized the opportunity to overpower her captor. She managed to unlock her restraints with a key Hendy had carelessly left within reach. In a moment of panic and desperation, Vigil fled from the trailer, running naked and terrified into the cold desert night. She sought help at a nearby residence, her bruised and battered body a testament to the horrors she had endured. The police acted swiftly, descending upon Ray's property with a search warrant. To comprehend the depths of Cindy Hendy's involvement, one must delve into the twisted psychology of David Parker Ray. Ray exhibited classic signs of sexual sadism, a dangerous paraphilia characterized by deriving sexual pleasure from inflicting pain, suffering, and humiliation on others. His elaborate fantasies, meticulously documented in his diaries and acted out in the toy box, revealed a mind consumed by dominance, control, and the perverse enjoyment of another's agony. Ray's need for control extended beyond physical domination. He craved absolute power over his victims' minds, seeking to break their spirits and mold them into his willing slaves. Hendy, initially a victim of Ray's manipulative charm, gradually became a student of his twisted psychology. The relationship between Cindy Hendy and David Parker Ray was a complex and disturbing symbiosis of control, manipulation, and shared deviance. Hendy, initially drawn to Ray's charisma and promises of love, became increasingly entangled in his web of depravity. She craved his approval, seeking validation and a sense of belonging in their twisted world. Ray, a master manipulator, recognized Hendy's vulnerabilities and exploited them to his advantage. He showered her with attention and praise when she pleased him, reinforcing her compliance with his twisted desires. Conversely, he withheld affection and threatened punishment when she disobeyed, keeping her in a constant state of fear and uncertainty. This cycle of reward and punishment, a hallmark of abusive relationships, created a powerful bond of dependency between Hendy and Ray. Hendy, isolated from any external support system, came to rely on Ray as her sole source of validation and security. She convinced herself that their shared deviance was a form of love, a unique bond that set them apart from the judgmental world outside the confines of the toy box. As Hendy's involvement in Ray's crimes deepened, so too did her psychological dependence on him. She began to internalize his justifications for their actions, convincing herself that their victims were somehow deserving of their fate. This process of moral disengagement, common among those who commit acts of cruelty, allowed Hendy to compartmentalize her guilt and maintain a sense of self-preservation. The toy box was not merely a chamber of horrors, it was a microcosm of control, where Ray and Hendy exerted absolute power over every aspect of their victims' existence. They controlled their movements, their food, their sleep, even their bodily functions. This systematic stripping away of autonomy, combined with the constant threat of violence and humiliation, created an environment of utter helplessness and despair. Hendy, once a victim of Ray's manipulative tactics, became an active participant in this reign of control. She enforced Ray's rules with chilling efficiency, ensuring that their victims remained compliant and submissive. She understood the power of fear and uncertainty, using these tools to maintain order within the confines of the toy box. Hendy's role in this system of control extended beyond mere enforcement. She actively participated in the psychological manipulation of their victims, using her understanding of human vulnerability to break down their resistance and instill a sense of utter hopelessness. She became the embodiment of their worst fears, a constant reminder that they were trapped, alone, and at the mercy of their tormentors. The toy box, with its carefully orchestrated environment of control and manipulation, became a breeding ground for Hendy's own sadistic tendencies. Witnessing Ray's enjoyment of their victims' suffering, coupled with her own growing sense of power and control, fueled a dark transformation within her. Cindy Hendy's journey from a vulnerable, lost soul to a willing accomplice in David Parker Ray's horrific crimes is a chilling reminder of the insidious nature of evil. Her story highlights the devastating consequences of unchecked manipulation, the seductive allure of power, and the ease with which seemingly ordinary individuals can become complicit in acts of unimaginable cruelty. Hendy's case serves as a stark warning about the dangers of ignoring red flags in relationships, the importance of seeking help when trapped in abusive situations, and the need for vigilance in protecting oneself from those who seek to exploit and control others. Her story is a testament to the resilience of the human spirit, as evidenced by the courage of the survivors who escaped Ray's clutches and brought their nightmare to an end. The legacy of the toy box horrors extends far beyond the confines of Ray's property. It serves as a chilling reminder that monsters often hide in plain sight, concealed behind masks of normalcy and charm. It underscores the importance of speaking out against injustice, of believing the accounts of survivors, and of working together to create a world where such horrors are never again allowed to occur. Cindy Hendy's case stands as a stark reminder that evil often wears a human face. Unlike the stereotypical image of a criminal mastermind, she was unassuming, blending into the background while playing a crucial role in unspeakable acts. This unsettling reality challenges our perceptions of good and evil, reminding us that darkness can lurk even in the most unexpected places. Hendy's story compels us to look beyond superficial appearances and confront the complexities of human nature. Her transformation from a troubled individual into a willing accomplice underscores the insidious power of manipulation and the seductive nature of control. It serves as a chilling reminder that anyone, given the right circumstances and influences, is capable of unthinkable acts. The toy box case shattered the illusion that such horrors only happen in distant, unknown corners of the world. It exposed the vulnerability of seemingly ordinary communities to the depravity of individuals like Ray and the complicity of those around them. The impact of Cindy Hendy's actions extends far beyond the immediate victims, leaving behind a trail of shattered lives and profound psychological scars. The families of those who suffered at the hands of Ray and Hendy continue to grapple with the trauma and loss inflicted upon their loved ones. The scars of the toy box run deep, serving as a constant reminder of the fragility of life and the enduring power of evil. Hendy's case also had a profound impact on law enforcement and the field of criminal psychology. It highlighted the challenges of identifying and apprehending individuals who operate on the fringes of society, often concealing their true nature behind a veneer of normalcy. The case spurred a renewed focus on understanding the dynamics of criminal partnerships, particularly those involving manipulation, coercion, and shared deviance. The toy box case serves as a grim reminder that the pursuit of justice is often a long and arduous journey. It demands unwavering dedication from law enforcement, a willingness to confront uncomfortable truths, and a commitment to supporting the survivors who bravely come forward to share their stories. Though the toy box itself has been dismantled, the echoes of the horrors that transpired within its walls continue to resonate. The case serves as a chilling reminder of the importance of vigilance, the need to recognize and address the warning signs of abuse and manipulation, and the responsibility we all share in protecting the vulnerable within our communities. Cindy Hendy's story is a stark reminder that indifference is not an option. We must remain vigilant in our own lives, challenging injustice and speaking out against abuse wherever we encounter it. By understanding the factors that contribute to such horrors, by fostering empathy for the victims and holding perpetrators accountable for their actions, we can strive to create a world where such darkness no longer finds a foothold. The Toy Box case stands as a chilling testament to the depths of human depravity, but it also underscores the resilience of the human spirit. The survivors who bravely escaped the clutches of Ray and Hendy, who found the strength to rebuild their lives and share their stories, serve as beacons of hope, reminding us that even in the face of unimaginable darkness, the human spirit can endure. If you found this analysis insightful, please like, comment, and share your thoughts on Cindy Hendy's case. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more in-depth criminology analyses.